Hey everyone, I'm Sue. Welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm out in my garden and I'm in front of my broccoli bed. Now, there's no more broccoli in that bed. I've harvested all the heads. I have even taken off some of the lateral shoots, but I want to get this prepared for another crop. I can't just let this go and not have anything in it. And I just want another bed to produce some more harvest for us to eat. So what I want to show you what I'm going to do to prep this bed for the next crop that's going to go in. So let's get down close and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I have to kind of do this pretty fast. The whole Northeast again is starting to be smothered with another blanket of smoke from all of those Canadian wildfires. I feel terrible about what's happening to all of those woodlands that are being burned up in Canada, but we are being affected by that. I can't spend too much time out here, so hopefully it's going to be quick. It's not such a bad one. It's not as bad as the time before that we had, but I can detect a little bit of that acrid smoke smell in the air. So I want to get this started, want to get it over with, want to get back inside so I don't compromise my lungs. So let's get going. All right, I'm using these leaves and I'm covering the ground, and then I'm going to prep the soil, put more compost down on top of it, and then be able to plant directly in it. And these leaves will compost down in the soil and add to the nutritional value. And hopefully resupply the soil with anything that the broccoli plant has taken out. Now, what I intend to do is leave these and cut them off here and leave the roots system in the ground, because I don't want to disturb the soil. Now those roots and everything, they'll break down just like these leaves are going to break down. You see, I do have some, noticed in one of my other videos I pointed out, I do have some more potatoes popping up in here, and they were from last year. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, get this all done and prepped for compost on top of the soil here. Now the stalks are rather hard and will take a while to decompose. So these are going to go into the compost pile and not back into the garden. Now I know there's many that would say, don't cut these off. You're going to get little flowerets all along here. Well, yes I will, and I have gotten a few off. But I don't have time in my season, my growing season, to let these go, and I don't figure I will get enough bang for my buck if I let these grow. See all those little shoots here? So I figure I'm just cutting them off and I'm prepping the bed for another planting of something. My other bed, right over there, I still have Chinese cabbage, and then I have some regular head cabbage at the back. Once those are all harvested, then I will do the same thing to that bed, and by that time I will be ready to plant my second planting of brassicas that will be ready in the fall. I will start those indoors in July, And then they'll be ready to go out into the garden in August. And then they'll be ready to harvest sometime end of October into November. So I still have more to do. Get some more compost and top off this garden and get it ready to plant something. Okay, I've dressed this with about 2 inches of compost. So now what am I going to plant in here? Well, I went down in my seed starting area and I haven't really been starting any seeds. But what I did find were some sweet potato slips that were sprouting from a sweet potato that I had left down there. I haven't paid attention down there for, at least a month. But I found 3 wonderful slips and I rooted them in water, and they have a nice set of roots on each one. So these are gonna go in here. It's not gonna take up the whole garden because at this end I still have cabbage down there, which has yet to fully head up. And when that does, I'll take that out and there'll be more things to plant in there. But at the head of this garden, I have one of my bins of sweet potatoes. So these should fit very nicely into the whole scheme of things. Now, sweet potatoes take, anywhere from 90 to 120 days to harvest. I don't have that long, but I figure if I harvest some small ones, that's just as fine. And it's taking up space in my garden. It's using the garden as a productive source for my sweet potatoes. Those sweet potatoes right there are looking fantastic. They're actually, some of them are wanting to trail off into this garden. But they will have friends. They'll have 3 slips that I'm going to plant into the ground now. And probably it's just going to take up maybe a small portion, maybe about 24 inches, 2 feet down into this, what is this, 10-foot raised bed. So I'm going to plop those into the ground right now. There we go, planting it, making sure I get through that layer of leaves that I put down in there into the soil that's underneath. Yeah. See, some of the leaves are popping up here, but that's all right. There's a cute little one. There's even a slip going to be pushing up right here. Making sure I plant that beneath this top layer and beneath the leaves that I have down as a mulch into the bottom substrate. And one more to go. Now, that's a second crop for this raised bed. You need to try and succession plant after something comes off. Nature never likes its soil naked. If you don't have something planted here, it'll give you something, which is probably weeds. But what I'm going to do is probably in the remainder of this, I will sow some lettuce seeds because they're a shorter season crop. And then I'll be able to harvest all of those when I have more brassicas ready to put into this bed. But I have myself a surprise addition to this bed. These sweet potato slips that surprised me by continuing to come up out of that sweet potato that I had harvested all my other slips from. So, bonus for me. Thanks for following along. Let me know, what do you succession plant after your brassicas? Do you have enough time in your growing season to do something else. I could have planted beans in here. Beans are a plant that's very easy to put in because they will give you a crop in a very short time. But I have plenty of beans on my trellis that you can see right here. And then I also have another trellis in the main garden that is going to produce some beans for me. So beans I didn't need in here. I'll have an abundance. So thanks for following with me. If you haven't already, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. I'll try and answer your questions. So until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.